Hello, everyone. So during lockdown, we've all had to find new ways to occupy ourselves. One of the things that I started doing was learning Scottish Gaelic. I recommend Duolingo, it's amazing. And I have learnt that the month of January in Gaelic is An Furlach, the days of the wolf, the days when the heights are frozen and the deer come down to find grass in the glens where the people are, and the wolves follow. On Edirachel's shore, the grey wolf lies in wait. Woe to the broken door, woe to the loosened gate, and the groping wretch whom sleety fogs on the trackless moor belate. The lean and hungry wolf, with his fangs so sharp and white, his starveling body pinched by the frost of a northern night, and his pitiless eyes that scare the dark with their green and threatening light. He climbeth the guarding dyke, he leapeth the hurdle bars, he steals the sheep from the pen and the fish from the boathouse spars, he digs the dead from under the sod and gnaws them under the stars. Canis lupus, timberwolf, the grey wolf, thrived in these islands, rich in trees and forests and running with deer and elk and wild boar and reindeer, so much so that an Act of Parliament in 1457 states that every able-bodied man must present himself 4 times a year for the hunt, between March and June, when the wolvies have their whelps, on pain of fine or imprisonment. And if that stick is not enough, a carrot is offered of a whole shilling to be given to every man that presents a wolf's head to the sheriff. Hunting and deforestation gradually had their effect. The official records state that the last wolf killed in Scotland was killed by Sir Ewan Cameron in the Braes of Killiecrankie in 1680. But folk tales of wolves cling on well into the 1700s, possibly even 1800. On this time of year, a woman in Strathglass borrowed a cast iron griddle pan from her neighbour to make the scones for her Hogmanay midwinter feast. And in due course, she ventured out again in the snow and the mud and the ice to return it. Now, a cast iron griddle pan is not a light thing, and she paused by a cairn of stones to catch her breath. And from out of the grey stones, up popped the narrow grey head of a wolf. Our festive baking heroine did exactly the right thing. She did not run, thus fatally attracting the hunting instinct. No, she picked up her heavy cast iron griddle pan from the rock beside her, and she whacked it on the head of that wolf. And so died the last wolf in Strathglass. For now, wolves may be gone from Scotland. But another thing I gather a lot of folk have been doing during lockdown is to take on a dog companion. Now, just last month, I was reading in The Scotsman that recent research suggests that it was the poor butchery skills of nomadic Neolithic hunters that meant they had to leave half of what they killed for scavenging wolves to clear up. And it is possible that it was then that some kind of cooperative hunting evolved. Maybe it was when the settled folk would eradicate a pack of adult animals. Then the fearless pups might have been taken up by the children who wriggled through the dens and picked them as playmates, eventually to become part of the human pack in due course. The secrets of the dog have not yet been revealed to us. But it is true that to this day, where the drove, the summer migration of flocks to the pastures still continues in Europe, as it did in Scotland right up until the 1800s, the flocks are protected from the predations of wolves by livestock herding dogs, who live with the flocks all summer long and patrol their territories, protecting their charges. Old Dog had lived with his family since puppyhood. He had given long and loyal service. He guarded the farm and its buildings faithfully, and in summer he would go up to the high pastures with the sheep and the cattle and the goats. He knew every wolf in every pack in his territory, by their scent, by their call. Sometimes, in the deep blue nights of the long summer dim, when the moon sailed over high hills, Dog would run, streaming through the heather with his wolf cousins, soft summer breezes through his flying tail. But he never let them forget, by snarl and bite, that he would fight to protect his livestock. And the wolves did not come near. Last summer, it was young Dog that went up to the sheilings. And now, in this cold winter January, old Dog sat with his nose to the fire, staring into the shapes of rabbits and sheep. He was woken from a leg-twitching doze by the snarling, scornful sound of young Dog. I have been out working with the master all day long, and you have been sleeping by the fire. The fox has got in to the hen house. Some guard dog you are. I don't know why they feed you. Old Dog hung his head. After dinner, which was particularly good chicken, Dog went round and sniffed at the broken palings in the hen house, ashamed. But wait, this was not Fox. He knew that scent. Old Dog climbed slowly up the track to the high field, and there he saw the telltale teardrop tail twitch. Wolf! Wolf, what are you doing here? You've been in my hen house. Half the hens are dead, and they're blaming me for it. Well, Old Dog, my old companion, it's good to see you. I am Lone Wolf now. I've been thrown out of the pack to make way for the youngsters. And it's a desert up there, We had some good runs though, didn't we? You and I, up in the summer. I'm sorry about the hens. I'll make it up to you. Tomorrow. You watch the baby tomorrow. Wolf, Wolf! But Wolf was gone. And now old dog was cold with fear, because Wolf, he was a good enough fellow, but he couldn't be trusted. The next day, the man and the woman decided to make hurdles. And they wrapped the baby up and put him in a basket of rushes and willow. And with young dog scampering at their heels, they went out on the hill. Old dog whined and scraped to be let out. Oh, let him in the yard. He's useless as a guard dog. Old dog climbed the track wearily. And there he saw, under a tree, the baby had been laid, gurgling up at the bare branches. From time to time, his mother would come down from the hill and check on him. But they worked further and further up the hill, and soon the man and the woman and young dog disappeared over the brow of the hill. Old dog worried for the baby. But the midwinter sun, low in the sky, it still held some heat. And old dog began to lay his head on his paws, and he dozed. Dog saw rushes scattered on the grass. He saw Wolf with the willow basket between his teeth. Dog forgot the aches in his hips. He forgot his sugary teeth. He leapt for the throat of Wolf. Don't bite so hard. The baby's fine. He's in the hedge. Now make it look good. Wolf slipped out from under old dog's grip. But now old dog stood barking. Ho, ho, ho. And there, from over the hill, came the mother and the father with sticks and stones in their hands. Young dog finally racing beside them. Wolf slipped his candy floss tail through the hedge and was gone. Old dog stood proudly over the baby. He saved the baby. We can never get rid of old dog now. And so it was. Old dog spent his days in front of the fire, playing with the baby, and the one after that, teaching them how to tease and love an old dog. And if from time to time old dog might take a particularly juicy bone and take it up the track to the high field and leave it there, well, that was nobody's business but his own.